Hi guys, this is Matt with Get VoIP, and today I'm going to be showing you the Nexus 9. First off, this is the box that it comes in. Following the new standard, kind of getting close to some Apple products. Nice clean packaging, sitting well, perforated edges requiring no tools to open, unwrap or anything, which is always great. You never want to take scissors or anything to your brand new device. To give you a quick overview, here's the size we have here. Again, it's 8.9 inches across, a little taller than some other tablets. This is due to the 4.3 screen orientation. And for some comparison here is the Nexus 5 side by side. Pretty straightforward actually. If you look at the back here, you notice they're following a very similar layout. It looks just honestly like a big Nexus 5. The camera and the flash and everything, the same feel of the back. The edges, you can tell by the size here, they're pretty close. Nexus 5 is actually a little bit thicker. Yeah, pretty close. Now turning it back over to the front, you'll see here you have your two speakers. You got your boom speakers on both sides. And if you go ahead and turn it on, here I'm going through the new Android L screen setup. It's going to set up your account. It's kind of hard to talk about the Nexus 5 without talking about the new OS, Android L 5.0 Lollipop. I've gone through the part where I've already set up my Wi-Fi, downloaded the latest update, and I wanted to start you off here. If you can see, one of the new features with this that I always hated before was bringing in all your apps from your phone onto your tablet or the other direction. You used to only have an option of restore your account or don't. So we would either go find your apps that you want to download, or you have to go through and download them all and then go through and remove them. So here we have an option to restore from a backup of a different device. And then of that backup you can have different apps you want to choose. So if I want to download Bloons Tower Defense, Clash of Clans, maybe a Google Camera. You can go through the whole list, YouTube. I'll start off with just those. And what it does is it actually just downloads and pulls them. It doesn't pull any app data with that, but it just saves you the time of having to go out on the market, find and download those apps. So it's not perfect, but it does help you from having to go find it. Again, here's our normal options. Help Google with your backup data, and there's the option right there. Backup your tablet's apps, app data settings, but the app data isn't quite perfect. So if you are playing a game or something that doesn't tie into Google Games, you're going to lose that data. It says app data here, but I would be careful and make sure you know that if it's not tied into Google Games or Facebook or something, you will lose that data. And then there's your Google Now. And there's our settings coming through now. So I had this was a restore from a previous backup. I had a Google Plus widget here, I had a Gmail widget here, and I had some apps down here on the bottom. It brought over my background, it brought over my icon placements, again some other apps here, and I had others. So it did keep my screen orientation, my background and that sort of thing, but it isn't going to keep all your app data. But I do want to comment while I'm here on the actual camera of the device. I would say as far as tablets go, it's a pretty good camera. It's, again, nothing to really write home about. And the front-facing camera really is just standard basic. I wouldn't even call it anything special. This isn't something that you're gonna be very impressed by, but it's a pretty solid tablet layout. Camera, it's gonna do its job for video chatting, Skype, that sort of thing, but I wouldn't use it for picture taking every day. Use either a dedicated camera or even the camera on your phone is going to be better than that. Let's go ahead and put it into tablet orientation here. Some of the new features with the drop down that are great. Part of Android L, you're going to have options to adjust your brightness and all that here. You can cast your screen directly to a Chromecast, which is great. You can have user options. You can add guests, you can add new users, and you can control that in your security settings. But a great feature is if the tablet is off, you can switch users up here or add a guest mode to allow certain people to be guests on, if you have kids or something. Let's go back into the settings here. I feel like a lot of the Android L interface is really going to leverage itself to the new tablet. If we go through, you have all your standard features, but it just looks cleaner, sharper. One feature I was going to show you that would be really neat is screen pinning. This is a new feature that comes part of Android L. So any device you have that will get Android L will have this feature. But what it does is it will take an app and pin it on the screen so that you have to have a password to get outside of that app. So if I opened, let's see here, let's open Google Slides. Now if I go to pin this app, you have an option down here to pin. When you start it, it says screen is pinned. Now if I try to exit, I have to touch and hold back and overview at the same time. Screen is now unpinned. Of course, now you can then take from that and set a password on that. So you can lock your screen and give the tablet to someone and let them maybe look at YouTube without having to go through your Facebook or your pictures or anything like that. Get back on more of the tablet side. The processor on this is pretty strong. I would say it's great for playing all the games you're going to want to play. The screen is super bright. I think it's extremely crisp. It shows all the colors very well. I'm very impressed by it. One feature many people don't like is the 16:9 screen is gone. This is now a 4:3. Might not mean much to some people, but some games aren't going to quite install correctly. They'll install, but you'll have some overlap, that sort of thing. And the screen manufacturers are going to need to, the game manufacturers will need to catch up to that and really just make their game playable on that screen orientation. Some things like Plants vs. Zombies on the left side, you can have where your lawnmowers are overlapped, and it becomes a little difficult. It's not unplayable, but it's not the same experience as you would have on others. And the last thing I could say to that is, if you're going to use this tablet to mainly watch a lot of video, a widescreen video will be, you'll have your black bars on the top, and it'll be a little shorter. And that's again due to the screen orientation. But I would say that if you're looking for a Nexus tablet that's going to have the latest OS, that is going to be a beast of a machine. A lot of cool features that are coming out with Android L, with the NFC, smart cases where you open a corner and it automatically turns on the camera, that sort of thing. This tablet would be a great deal. I think it might be a little bit overpriced. Again, that's my opinion. If it was me, I'd say it's more in the $300, $349 range, not the $400. But that's again for you to decide if the features for what it has are right for you. Some people have been complaining about the back of the tablet getting a little bit of a push. I haven't seen that at all. It does get a little warm. When you're playing games for a while, it'll get quite warm. And maybe that will eventually loosen up the glue on the back here that's holding that down, and you'll get a little bit of a push on it, but I haven't experienced that. And for me, I would say that's not really an issue, because I can't imagine anyone rocking this without a case anyway. So, thanks for watching. That is the Nexus 9 review. This is Matt Lucas with Get VoIP. See you guys soon.